Good evening and welcome to the July 5th Zoning Committee work session. My name is Douglas Welton and I am the chairman of the Zoning Committee. This meeting is being streamed online via YouTube in accordance with all applicable meeting statutes. Requirements for notice and access and minutes are being met by electronic means. This meeting tonight got a couple of orders of business. Please keep your mic muted unless you are speaking. When you are speaking to make a motion or second a motion, please state your name. The public hearings for these zoning petitions that we will be hearing tonight have been held at a previous date in front of Charlotte City Council and the Zoning Committee. This meeting is not a continuation of those hearings, so there will be no public input unless the committee has a specific question, in which case the committee will suspend the session and ask the petitioner directly. We'll start with introductions, and I'm going to start on my right with our former zoning committee chairman, who is doing his last zoning committee meeting. So we'll go to the right and Mr. Gussman.
Thank you. Phil Gussman, Just Planning Commission.
Melissa Gaston, Planning Commission.
Terry Lansdale, Planning.
Will Russell, Zoning Committee.
Rebecca Wilden, Future Zoning.
Clayton Seeley, Future Zoning Commission.
Thank you very much. We do have some, our next zoning commissioners will be taking their seats in a few weeks. We've got staff here in the room and we'll begin with Emma.
Emma Canales, Planning, Zoning.
Anna Aliati, Planning Staff. Holly Kramer, Planning Staff.
Mr. Patton.
Sorry about that. Dave Petton, Planning Staff.
All right. And who have we got online? We usually have a whole bunch of CDOT folks. So who's out there?
Good evening, Brandon Brazil, CDOT.
Monroe, CDOT staff.
Isaiah Washington, CDOT.
Is that everybody?
Yes.
I thought you guys would have a big brigade for my first day. Anyway, we have a few orders of business that we need to take care of. Dave, are there any deferrals on this particular evening that we did?
Yeah, we've got quite a few deferrals as listed on the agenda. 2022-048 by Tribute Companies, 2022-071 by M. 2022-099 by Levine Properties, 2021-209 by Coastal Acquisition Entity LLC, 2022-109 Urban Trends Real Estate, 2022-156 by Graystar Development. Those are all listed in the agenda as deferrals to August 1st. And then we did have a late deferral, item number 8, which is 2022-160 by Pendler Development LLC, all again requesting deferral to our August 1st, 2023 meeting. That's it.
Okay. Do I hear a motion for the disposition of those deferrals?
Motion to defer the state of deferrals.
Motion by
Gussman.
Gussman, who did not follow the rules. Second by Russell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes unanimous. So those hearings those petitions will be deferred until our August 1st meeting. Then we have a piece of business related to our next set of meetings. Because of the change, the issue with the June 20th, excuse me, public hearing, we will be having a couple of public hearings here in July. On August 1st and August 3rd, for our new and incoming zoning committee members, we would like to get the calendar changed. Right now, we just have a meeting scheduled for August 1st. But because there will be a large volume of public hearings in July, we will have two meetings, one on August 1st and one on August 3rd. This will affect the future committee members, but right now we need to get a vote as to how you would all like to handle that. And if I can get a motion that we accept those dates, then that would be great.
Lansdale motion to accept dates as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Lansdale, seconded by Harvey. All in favor of August 1st and August 3rd for our next set of zoning committee work session dates, please say aye. Any opposed? All right, the calendar will be updated as appropriate. And is that your gig? Thank you. You're a fine human being. All right, I guess we can get into our work session tonight.
Don't be here a while.
Yeah, we have a very brief work session tonight, and we have one petition. That is petition number 7, or item number 7 on our agenda. And it is a rezoning petition number 2022-152 by Vinroy Reed. And Emma, you will be taking us through you'll be taking us through this party tonight. So
Petition 2022-152 is approximately 0.87 acres located on the southeast side of Charmick Lane, north of Monroe Road and east of North Wendover Road. The current zoning is O2 office and R5 single family residential. The proposed zoning is B2 conditional, general business conditional. The 2040 policy map calls for a neighborhood center. For the proposal of this petition, it is conditional. And instead of providing as an alternative to presenting a site plan, the petitioner has provided a list of prescribed conditions that would allow uses in B2, except for the following. The following is listed above. Would you like me to read all of this, or would you like me to stay on the screen?
no, we can take a minute, and
Okay.
we've seen these before.
Yeah, I can take a minute if you guys would like to just look at
Yeah.
this.
Just look those over if you haven't, committee, to refresh yourself. Notable, the ones at the bottom, I would believe would be ones that
Maybe
we,
slide the windows up.
Some Zoom jujitsu up there.
Very fun stuff.
Oh, I see.
I'm not think that, did that make it better?
You made it bigger.
Yeah, that's good.
Are you guys having that old eyes thing?
Boy, the thing was impressive. That's all right.
Hey.
As Walton had pointed out, the highlights to recognize would be that outdoor uses shall be restricted to the hours of 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Outdoor music and entertainment shall be limited to the hours of Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Live amplified outdoor performances shall be further limited to the hours of 12 p.m. noon until 8:30 p.m. and shall only be allowed on Friday through Sunday and weekdays that are designated as federal or state holidays. If on-site alcohol consumption is provided, then the use must also include food service. If applicable, any ventilation-fan associated with food and beverage use will be located either on the roof of the building or on the Charmick Lane Road frontage and shall not locate adjacent to single-family use. Would you guys like me to move?
Everybody good? We need further
Questions?
Okay.
detail? Okay, go ahead.
Since the public hearing, a minor change has been made. The petitioner has removed hotels and motels from the list of exceptions in the conditional notes. Staff recommends approval of this petition upon resolution of outstanding issues related to land use. The petition is inconsistent with the 2040 policy map recommendation for the neighborhood center place type. Further clarification is needed on proposed land use and conditional notes revised to address staff concerns about about outdoor entertainment events. The petition limits the number of uses to be allowed on the site by right and under prescribed conditions, except for the conditional notes stated. The petition attempts to balance the provision of commercial service with protection of residential areas. Adaptive reuse of an existing building will protect and enhance the existing character. The petition is compatible with adjacent uses, considering the existing building and character will be retained. Neighborhood center place type from the 2040 policy map calls for the development of pedestrian-friendly mixed-use environments that provide nearby residents with convenient access to goods and services. The proposed conditional plan and use limitations to help provide better alignment with the goals of the plan type. The petition could facilitate the following 2040 comprehensive plan goal: 10-minute neighborhoods. The approval of this petition will revive the recommended place type as specified by the 2040 policy map from the neighborhood center place type to the commercial place type for the site. The petitioner is present today, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask myself or Dave. Thank you.
This is Commissioner Gaston. Can you explain the one change that he made after, you said about hotels, and so that's removed? So before, I just want to make sure I'm clear. Before that was something saying that was not allowed, but now he wants to say that that potentially could be allowed. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm gonna Phil ask.
Go ahead.
Might suggest, because there's been significant back and forth, and I think we're all trying to make sure that this, can make this decision in the light of the criteria we're deciding on. But obviously there's one point, and it gets into the limitations on outdoor use and music and all the different hours and everything. And we've all been privy to some of those conversations, I know. It might be worthwhile to ask the petitioner, and I'm asking the body if they think it's worthwhile, ask the petitioner if the petitioner feels that these restrictions meet the community's requests of him.
Does the body have a disposition on that? If so, we can have a motion to suspend the session. If someone wants to make that, and do we have to make the rule, we have to make our question before we suspend?
It's up to the chair.
Motion to suspend.
It's up to you.
Before we do a vote on that, and we have a motion by Russell, or Harvey, and a second by Russell, we need to be specific in the question that we ask. And the question, let me re-say what Commissioner Gusman said, and let's make sure that that's the question. There is a concern from the committee about the intentions related to outdoor entertainment and whether those, the parameters of the outdoor entertainment involve what I would call a smaller scale, a neighborhood, perhaps friendly, a guy on a patio playing music, which we see in many other development parts of town, versus something that is larger, which might entail music with multiple bands coming in from 8 to 8:30, which is the petition hours. So we're trying to get some clarification on what is the intent. Did I re-say what you said well enough?
Yeah, I think we can.
All right, so we have a motion. Yeah, I was trying to choose my words. Sorry, all right. We have a motion to suspend the session. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So our session is suspended and we can address the petitioner, Mr. Reed.
Yeah.
Did you understand my question? Did you understand?
Yes, I clearly understand that. If my intention is to have multiple bands playing at those hours that I petitioned, no. Right?
Okay.
You know, as I said, my neighbor had some concern because a year ago I have my annual festival that I have for my community there. And I had since talked with them about, hey, next time around, I won't do it, you know, to your inconvenience. The petition that I filed for is to open my restaurant, to create a space for folks to have cultural engagement and food and family and fun. So I try to convey that to my community, but you have one guy that just don't want me to do this. And, you know, I'm just saying my approach is working with zoning from day one. They make a recommendation. I did not squabble. I did not argue. I said, okay, whatever it takes so I could get to the end goal of opening my restaurant and create that space for my community.
Okay. Emma, I guess, does this come back through you? Did you hear clearly the answer of the petitioner to say that the concern, which is on one of those pages, was addressed?
I will defer to Dave.
Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like the intent's clear. I think the disconnect is translating that to the conditional notes, right? To have some assurance that that outcome is aligned with what the communications have been, the conversations have been, and that, you know, the concerns from the community, whether perceived, real, or otherwise, will be, you know, further refined to say this won't be an outcome that you can expect. And whether that's a note that specifically says no, you know, large festivals, or, you know, no performance stage, and it's just what we all kind of envision, and what Mr. Reed has said as well, which is just a restaurant, maybe with some mild, you know, smaller entertainment, which I think everybody would tend to agree that we have that interface of that use in residential in lots of places throughout the city. It for the most part works. Noise ordinance keeps things generally in check, and that's a tool for residents to use if they have concerns. But something much larger than that is where it starts to become more of a challenge with the residential adjacency. So if there's a way to craft a condition in the notes that we've got that says that won't be the outcome, and what we're kind of all have in our heads is what will be what's there at the end of the day, I think that's how we get beyond the point of, you know, feeling like there's a disconnect between what the intent is and what the actual notes would allow.
I would ask the petitioner, is the petitioner willing to craft such a note?
Something that actually legally outright
What we would be looking for as a committee, I guess, that would I will speak for myself, will make me much more affirmative for this petition, is if you make a commitment in this meeting to provide an assurance about the scale of the possible outdoor entertainment options. And if you make that commitment to provide that conditional note about the scale of those outdoor, then that gets me there. Other commissioners may have things that they need to say, but that's what I'm looking for at this moment.
Okay. Well, I don't have any problem scaling that notation. What I feel mostly with this whole petition, that just like David said, this model that they used to craft my petition was based on other areas similar. But I've been treated like I am not going to keep my word. And you know, so it kind of made me feel indifference, like my rights being violated, because I have to be treated like I'm not an honest person. And that's where I'm feeling like, you know, you have neighbors that talk to me one way and then talk another way over here. And I've done many community meetings to engage them. And then comes time to go to city council, someone show up and say, da, 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 da. And they take pictures of my house, they took picture and they said, this is what it looked like. They did not care about the plan that I have, but they said they support it. So I'm hearing like a conflicting message, and it kind of led me to feel very violated by this whole situation, because I don't know, you know, if someone else put in a petition to open up a restaurant, why do we have so much argument about a festival? And I'm not trying to open up a facility to have a festival. And, you know, that's my whole concern about this. Where do I go wrong when I said I need to have a preliminary meeting? Then we zoning recommend what I need to do in order to open this restaurant. And then zoning says, well, this doesn't line up with the 2040 plan. But here are some recommendations. And then when I show up to a council meeting for it to approve, the very council members politicize my petition because they want to use it as a talking point.
Mr. Reed, one of the parts about having this particular thing where we ask specific questions is that we do want to kind of, first of all, move things along, and we ask specific questions to get a specific answer.
Right.
In this particular case, we are asking for clarity. All of the other things around this and what neighbor said this, that, or the other is not our concern. Where we are at this moment is there is no public input from those other people. At this moment, we are talking specifically to you to get an assurance that you will be willing to clarify and make it clear what type of parameters, scale is around the outdoor entertainment.
Sure.
And if you are willing to do that, then we can pull this puppy back into session and vote on this thing.
Okay.
All right. If you are not willing to make that assurance, we can pull this thing back into session and there will be a vote. It may be a different vote than you would like.
Okay.
So I'm just asking you, if you are willing to say to us, I will sit with Dave or whomever or Emma and craft the appropriate language to provide that assurance for us, which assuages the challenge of the non-supported note thing that I don't see on the screen right now.
Okay. All right.
Are you willing to do that?
Yes, I'm willing to get that done.
Everybody on the committee happy with that? We need to have a motion to resume the session.
Resume. But Gusman, motion to resume session.
Motion by Gusman, seconded by Harvey. So we will, all those in favor, say aye. All right, so we will resume session. I have Lansdale with a question.
Yes, this is Lansdale. Just out of curiosity, and this is for staff, I guess, just to confirm that this is a private road, and there are no plans for public takeover of this road. I think it's, what is it called? Charmek Lane. Just to confirm that, hopefully that's an easy question. I believe it is a private road. Brandon and CDOT team, can you guys weigh in on confirming that? And then if there are any improvements, I'm not aware of any, but just looking for you guys to provide confirmation. Thanks.
Road. Yes, that is a private road. We're not maintaining that. And there's nothing in right now to take it over.
Since most of my peers on the zoning committee right now know that I usually come with transportation issues, I do have concerns with this petition. If we go back, if you want to look at the other, the actual site plan, there we go with the listing, with the transportation pieces, sorry, with the, okay, that's fine. It's a little different than what we have here, but that's okay. I have concerns with transportation impacts on the private road for this facility off of a major thoroughfare and the types of uses that this would allow for the zoning change. So with that, I'm not going to be in support of this petition change at this time because of the outstanding transportation issues. Thank you.
Any other comments? Questions? I have a question for CDOT. Are there any improvements for this part of Monroe Road scheduled anytime soon? That is I think a question I heard from, or hearsay from one of the neighbors when I was over there. But can you guys confirm or deny that there are improvements on Monroe Road anytime soon?
There is currently a pedestrian and bike streetscape project. It's not to be completed. It's anticipated to be completed in 2027.
Okay, there an anticipated start date on that one?
For construction, no, I think
Okay.
it looks like they're still in the
Design phase or something?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. All right, and that is pedestrian and bike, pedestrian streetscape?
Yes.
When you say along Monroe, does it go all the way up to Eastover? Is that, no, that's Windover. Windover from this location?
It's from North Windover Road to Eaton Road.
Yeah, right there.
Okay,
Okay, so east, I think.
okay.
So it goes-
Is Eaton on your map up there?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. Anybody else have any questions for the petitioner or, well, for Emma? If not, do I hear a motion? Are we missing our little pieces of paper?
No, that's okay.
Someone who has it.
Come on. Future commissioners, take note.
Always prepared.
Yeah, this man is a board
This is
staff.
Commissioner Gaston. I make a motion to approve, having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition. I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2022-152 as it appears before us, as presented, as it appears before us, and adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Second by Gusman.
Properly motioned by Gaston, seconded by Gusman. Before we have a vote, I have one question. Do we have to add anything to the consistency statement due to our conversation? Okay. Okay, all right, we're good. All those in favor of the petition, raise your hand, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Got one, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good thing I only got 5 fingers. 5 in favor and 1 opposed, and that is done. Do we have Mr. Lansell providing the opposer's position or dissenting view?
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, This is Lansdale.
Out you are, nothing.
I have the opposition vote on this is due to the outstanding transportation issues associated with the lack of the Charmac private lane classification and the increased traffic associated with the change in the zoning. Thank you.
Everybody good? Since this is probably the only time we will ever have a meeting with one petition, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Seconded.
Thank you, everybody. We're out of here.